Hello and welcome to Purpose Driven Life Skills. My name is Tamar, and today we will be discussing communicating with grace, the power of words. Have you ever felt the sting of careless words or the healing of kind ones? Believe it or not, our words have incredible power. In this video, we're going to explore the biblical principles of communication, focusing on how to use words with grace and love to build others up. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death." Communication is not just a skill, but it's a reflection of what our heart is speaking. So, in our biblical foundation of graceful communication, we're going to discuss three topics. One, how we are created to speak life. In Genesis 1:27, it says, "We are made in God's image. We are called to speak with purpose and intention." God's words created the world, and our words can create or destroy relationships. Number two, the example of Jesus. Jesus always spoke with grace, and even in challenging situations, his words were always gracious. In Luke 4:22, it states, "All speak well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips." The third is our heart words connection. Luke 6:45 says, "For the mouth speak what the heart is full of." So true grace in communication starts with a transformed heart. Now, there's three practical steps to communicate with grace. One, again, listen before speaking. James 1:19 says, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Practice active listening by focusing fully on the speaker without planning your response while they're talking. Number two is speaking in truth and love. Ephesians 4:15 says, "Speak in truth and love." We should avoid harshness and combine honesty with empathy in our kindness. Number three, avoid gossip and negativity. Proverbs 16:28 says, "A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends." We should also seek to speak words that build and not words that tear down. And we should encourage each other by building each other up and share affirmations and gratitude in our daily conversations. The power of our words in our roles as family members is really important also. In our family, we should model respectful and loving communication to our children. With our spouses, we should use words that affirm and support one another, especially during conflicts. And with our parents, we should teach them to speak kindly and to avoid harmful language. In our workplaces, we should practice professionalism by showing respect, even in difficult conversation, and we should use words to foster collaboration and unity among our colleagues. And in our communities, we should aim to be peacemakers by using words to diffuse tension and to promote understanding. And we can also do this by sharing the love of Christ through uplifting and compassionate speech. So, what are some common communication challenges that we can overcome? One is handling anger and frustration. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So we should definitely pause and pray before we respond in anger. Another is when we're dealing with misunderstandings, we should address conflicts directly and privately to resolve these issues. And then also practice clarifying questions to ensure a better understanding of what it is that you're trying to convey in your communication. Number three, we should avoid digital missteps. Remember, tone and content can always be misinterpreted in our online communication, in our text messages, and in our email. So we should always reflect before we post or text or email, and then also think about it like this: is it true, is it kind, and is it necessary? And if it doesn't follow into those, then we should definitely reconsider our communication. So what are the fruits of graceful communication? One, it can strengthen our relationships. Colossians 4:6 says, let your conversation be full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. And graceful communication also fosters trust and mutual respect. We should also use this as an opportunity to reflect Christ's love. In Matthew 12:36 through 37, Jesus reminds us that we are accountable for every word that we speak. So graceful communication not only glorifies God, it also attracts others to him. And we should also look at how we can have inner peace. When we choose our words wisely, we avoid the guilt or regret of saying hurtful things. Now, one of the things that we should also always do is when we're teaching graceful communication to our children, we should be a model by an example. Children learn by observing how we communicate in daily life. We should also use scripture as a guide for our children. We can teach them verses like Proverbs 15:4 that says, a soothing tongue is a tree of life. And then you can also use practical exercises like role playing and scenarios to help children practice resolving conflicts in a kind manner. And then also encourage a thankfulness challenge where they can share something that is kind and uplifting on a daily basis. Listen, we know that in our recent conversations, we may or may not have had grace. So what are some areas that you can improve in? What are some recent conversations that you have? When you reflect on those, were they full of grace? Some actionable steps that we can take is choose one relationship to intentionally speak life into this week. And then memorize a scripture that can help you in your communication that you can use as a basis for your communication. Remember, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. I want to encourage you all to share how you have been able to use encouraging words and use the power of your words, either if they affected that person positively or negatively, and then how you can correct or change that behavior this week. And leave it in the comments and use it as a way to really practice graceful communication this week. Your words can be a source of healing. They can be a source of encouragement and a source of joy. So let's use them to reflect Christ in every way and in everything that we say. Remember, words have power to heal or harm, so choose to speak life with grace and love. Again, my name is Tamara, and welcome to Purpose Driven Life Skills. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and have a great day.